welcome to Teigan's Horror Corner. Today we'll be discussing Scream 7 and what I theorise will be going on in this next movie. What we know so far are some things that are confirmed and some things that are rumours. So supposedly this is meant to be the last Scream movie. Unfortunately Radio Silence is not coming back, and we have Christopher Landon, who directed Freaky and Happy Death Day. Another rumour is that unfortunately Neve Campbell is supposedly not returning for the 7th movie. She wasn't in the 6th movie, allegedly because of a pay dispute. This time round it's because of the actors and writers strike. They're going by the theory that everyone thinks the pattern will be, and that leads us into Scream 3, where the opening scene is Cotton Weary and his girlfriend dying. That's their opening scene. And unfortunately we don't have a character like Cotton Weary. I unfortunately think Gail or Kirby is gonna get it. Let's talk Gail. I think unfortunately she would, very fitting for her, go in her newsroom and she'll find her cameraman, unfortunately, because she seems to have this weird fate with cameramen where they don't seem to last. So I think she'll find him and a big chase will scene ensue. With Kirby, I believe she'll be on some kind of investigation. We'll have some kind of like toying with her to bring it back to Scream 3. They could have the voice changing box that miraculously was everyone's voice somehow, and it'll be Jill or Charlie's voice that will kind of toy with her head until she unfortunately goes. I don't believe that the core 4 would stick in New York. I don't think they'd believe it's safe enough. I believe that they would move to a completely different state that's more safer in their eyes. I don't think they would move back to Woodsboro. I believe we'll be in some kind of suburban pattern because there's no reason for us to go back to Hollywood. There's no characters that are reaching to be an actor or an actress or any kind of behind the scenes role. The closest we might get is Mindy. I believe also that there'll be some kind of time jump. I don't think it will be a direct continuation like how Scream went into Scream 6, as they would have left college by now. I think then they would hear about Gail or Kirby's death, and I think then they would be on kind of high alert. Let's talk ghost faces. The two people I have in mind are the Carpenter sisters' mother, and I also think it's the age-old theory of Stu. Now, I'm only saying Stu because I want them to bring back the idea of Scream 3, the original one, where he was this big cult leader and he was leading on these new groups of ghost faces. I think this would be a great way into bringing this whole story into a big close, as Stu being this big guy who kind of led on the new ghost faces, like that kind of online group where Richie and Amber met through Stab and probably coerce them into murdering Sam by telling Richie and Amber who Sam truly is. Then that leads me into the Carpenter sisters' mother. I believe that she probably would have joined that same Stab group, just thinking because she's a lover of horror and specifically Stab, I believe that she would have just joined it thinking it was an innocent movie group, and I believe Stu probably got under her skin and probably coerced her in some kind of way like he would have done with Richie and Amber. What characters and what I think each character will be playing into this movie. One of the twins will die. They somehow survived the previous Scream movie, somehow. I believe this is because Chad is now a love interest to Tara, and Mindy, being the Randy type character, could potentially be another target. I think Tara will probably survive somehow. Sam might go a bit insane, have her mother kind of talking her in some kind of way, and Stu kind of talking to her in some kind of way that might make her put on the ghost face mask. Then I believe that her fate will be sealed by her saving her sister somehow and dying in the process. As for Gail and Kirby, if one of them aren't the opening death scene, I believe Gail will probably be in a helping role again. I don't think she would be as hands-on as she was before, but I think if Stu was a ghost face, I think she would be in the final scene as like a killing blow to him, as a tribute to Sydney, but I don't think she would personally be surviving. As for Kirby, I think she will survive it because I think it will be a massive fan uproar if she dies. We've lost her for so long and we've theorised that she was dead for so long that I think that they would have a massive backlash if they killed her off in this last movie. I think everyone wants her to have some kind of good ending, so that's why I have theorised about this movie. So comment below what you have theorised about this movie.